Good morning, students. I'm your science teacher and I'm going to teach you the physics. Okay. So first of all, we will see the first chapter of physics, that is chapter 8, motion. Okay. So what do we mean by the word motion? We can simply say that anything which is moving is said to be in motion. Okay. कोई भी चीज अगर मूविंग कंडीशन में है तो हम उसको बोलेंगे कि वो मोशन में है। मूविंग का मतलब क्या कि मान लीजिए अगर किसी पर्टिकुलर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम पर मेरी पोजीशन है ए और आफ्टर सम टाइम अगर मैं इस ए से चलकर किसी दूसरे पॉइंट बी पर चला गया तो इसका मतलब क्या, दैट आई एम इन मोशन। ओके, सो व्हेनेवर the position of an object changes with respect to time, then it is said to be in motion. Okay, at a particular instant of time, let my position be A, and after some time my position changes to B, then I say that I have possessed some motion. Okay, so whenever my position changes with respect to time, then we say that we are in motion. Okay. Now, for example, the earth is revolving around the sun, so the position of earth is getting changed after a very short interval of time. So we say that the earth is moving around the sun and it is in motion. Similarly, if we are riding a bicycle, then our position is getting changed with respect to time, so we say that we are in motion. Okay, so there are two types of motion: uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Now, what do we mean by the word uniform motion? So यूनिफॉर्म का मतलब होता है एक जैसा। तो इसका मतलब अगर कोई बॉडी एक जैसा मोशन कर रही है, एक जैसा मतलब क्या कि इफ इट कवर्स इक्वल डिस्टेंस इन इक्वल टाइम इंटरवल, देन इट्स मोशन इज सेड टू बी यूनिफॉर्म मोशन। फॉर एग्जांपल, द अर्थ इज रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड द सन with a uniform speed, right? It takes 365 days to complete one revolution of our sun, so its speed is constant, and whenever the speed of motion is constant, then this kind of motion is said to be uniform motion. For example, the motion of earth around the sun. Similarly, what do we mean by non-uniform motion? So the non-uniform motion is that which is variable, which is not constant, which is getting changed again and again. For example, I am riding my bike. Okay, so for 1 minute, in the starting 1 minute, my speed is less. Then after 2 minutes, I increase my speed. For the first 1 minute, my speed is 10 kilometer per hour. In the next second minute, I have increased my speed to 11 kilometer per hour. In the next 1 minute, I will decrease my speed to 9 kilometer per hour. So here, after every minute, my speed is getting changed. So this kind of motion is called non-uniform motion. So we can simply define uniform and non-uniform motion as the motion which is constant is called the uniform motion, or the motion which is not constant or variable is called the non-uniform motion, right? The motion of earth around the sun is the example of uniform motion, and me riding my bicycle is the example of non-uniform motion. Okay, now there are two technical terms that we have to study about. The first one is distance. And the second is displacement. What do we mean by these two terms, and what are the basic differences and similarities between these two terms that we are going to study. Now, first of all, what do we mean by the word distance? So we can simply define distance as the total length of path covered. We can simply define distance as the total length of path covered is called distance. For example, let this be any point A and this be any point B. So suppose I have to go from A to B. So I have to cover this whole path from A to B. Let the length of path is 10 kilometer. So we can say that the distance between these 2 points, that is A and B, is 10 kilometer, right? So we can simply define distance as the length of the path covered to reach from one point to another point is called distance. Okay, and while talking about displacement, we can define displacement as the shortest path between any 2 points. Okay, it is the shortest path between any 2 points. For example, I have to go from A to B. Let the distance between A to B is 4 kilometer, and then I have to go from B to C, and let the distance between B to C is 3 kilometer. Okay, so my initial position is A and my final position is C. So what is the shortest distance between point A to C? If we want to find the value of this AC, so by Pythagoras theorem we know that it will be 4 ka square plus 3 square, which is equal to 16 plus 9, that is under root 25, which is equal to 5 kilometer. So if I want to go from A to C and I cover the path, like if I go from A to B and then B to C, so the total distance I have to cover is 4 plus 3, that is 7 kilometer. Or I can directly go from A to C by this path, that is 5 kilometer. So we can define displacement as the shortest path between any 2 points. So which one is the shortest path? This is the shortest path. So so the distance between A to C is called the displacement. Okay, since it is the shortest path between any 2 points. Or we can also define displacement as the change in position of an object. The change in position of an object, like for example, initially I was at point A and at last I was at point C. So the change in position of myself from A to C, that is 5 kilometer, is called the displacement of myself. Okay. So I hope the point is clear to all of you that distance is the total length of the path covered, which is in this case, which is 7 kilometer, while the displacement is the shortest path between any 2 points, which is 5 kilometer. Okay. Now, the SI unit to measure distance is meter, and the SI unit to measure displacement is also meter. Okay, दोनों को मेजर करने की जो SI यूनिट होती है, it is meter. Also, there is one point that we can conclude from here is that distance is always greater than or equal to displacement. डिस्टेंस हमेशा या तो बड़ी होगी या बराबर होगी डिस्प्लेसमेंट के. डिस्प्लेसमेंट कभी भी बड़ा नहीं हो सकता है डिस्टेंस से. एज वी हैव सीन इट इन दिस फिगर आल्सो दैट डिस्टेंस कितनी आई थी ए और सी के बीच में 7 किलोमीटर और डिस्प्लेसमेंट कितना आया था 5 किलोमीटर. सो द डिस्टेंस इज ग्रेटर देन दिस 5 किलोमीटर, राइट? So we can say that distance is always greater or equal to displacement. Now, one more thing that we have to study is that distance is a scalar quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity while displacement is a vector quantity. Now, what do we mean by the term scalars and vectors? Okay, first of all, we will have discussion over this, that what do we mean by these terms, the scalar and the vector. So, we can define scalar quantities as the quantities which require only magnitude for their complete description are called scalar quantities. Like for example, if I say मास, है ना, अगर मुझे किसी भी बॉडी का मास कैलकुलेट करना है, तो अगर मैं आपसे ये बोलता हूं कि इस मार्कर का मास है 10 ग्राम, राइट, सो मुझे क्या करना पड़ा, आपको सिर्फ उसका मैग्नीट्यूड बताना पड़ा और आपको पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन लग गई कि हाँ इस मार्कर का मास कितना है, 5 ग्राम. सो द फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज विच रिक्वायर ओनली मैग्नीट्यूड for their complete description are called scalar quantities, while the quantities which require magnitude as well as direction for their complete description are called vector quantities. यहाँ पे आपको magnitude के साथ साथ डायरेक्शन बताने की भी रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. सो ऐसी क्वांटिटीज जिनको कंप्लीट एक्सप्लेनेशन के लिए मैग्नीट्यूड और डायरेक्शन दोनों की रिक्वायरमेंट हो, उनको हम बोलते हैं वेक्टर क्वांटिटीज. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल डिस्प्लेसमेंट, है ना, सपोज हियर इज सम ऑब्जेक्ट एंड आई टेल यू टू डिस्प्लेस इट, है ना, यहां पे कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है और मैंने आपसे बोला इसको डिस्प्लेस करिए, तो you will ask me a question that sir, where do we have to displace it? Then I have to mention the direction, that you have to displace it in north or in south or in east or in west, right? So I have to mention the direction also, that where you have to displace it. So the quantities which require magnitude as well as direction are called the vector quantities, and displacement is the example of vector quantities, right? Like if I say to displace this object 20 meter in the north, then you will take this object and keep it here, right? Or if I tell you to displace it in east, then you will take it and keep it here. So here in displacement, in case of displacement, I have to mention the directions also, right? So the quantities which require magnitude only are called the scalar quantities, and distance is the example of a scalar quantity, mass is the example of a scalar quantity. Similarly, the quantities which require magnitude as well as direction for their complete description are called the vector quantities, and displacement, force, all these things are the examples of vector quantities. Okay, we will study all these quantities in detail. Now, what do we mean by the word speed? We can define speed as the distance traveled in a particular period of time. The distance traveled in a time interval is called speed. So we speed is equal to the distance per unit time. So what will be the formula for finding the speed? Speed is equal to distance upon time. If I write S for the speed, D for the distance and T for the time, then we can also symbolize the formula as like this also, right? So we know that the SI unit to measure distance is meter, and the SI unit to measure time is second. So what will be the SI unit of speed? It will be meter per second. Right? I hope the speed is clear to all of you. Now, one more thing that we have to know about the speed is that this speed is a scalar quantity. Right? Why it is a scalar quantity? Because we know that speed is equal to distance upon time, and we have just studied that distance is what? Distance is a scalar quantity. Similarly, time is also a scalar quantity. I don't have to mention the direction for the time, right? The time will not be differentiate in north direction or in south direction or in east or in west. So डायरेक्शन का टाइम पे कोई इंपैक्ट नहीं होगा. सो टाइम इज अ स्केलर क्वांटिटी. सिमिलरली डिस्टेंस इज आल्सो अ स्केलर क्वांटिटी. सो distance upon time, that is speed, will also be a scalar quantity. That is, whenever we are talking about speed, so we don't have to mention the direction of the speed. For example, if I say that the speed of train is 10 meter per second, for example, it's just an example, let the speed of train be 10 meter per second. So it can be in any direction. It can be north, in south, in east or in west. Is its speed change with time? No, its speed will remain same in all the directions. So I don't have to mention the direction here. That's why speed is a scalar quantity. Now we are going to study velocity. What do we mean by the word velocity? It is the displacement take place per unit time interval. The displacement takes place per unit time interval is called velocity. Okay, so velocity is equal to displacement upon time. If v is the symbol of velocity, we denote displacement by small s, and small t is the symbol for time t, then this will be the formula for velocity. Also, we know that we can measure this displacement in terms of meter and time in terms of second. Then meter per second is the SI unit of velocity. Now one thing that we have to keep in mind is that the velocity is a vector quantity. Why it is a vector quantity? Because as we have just studied that velocity is equal to displacement upon time, and displacement is a vector quantity. For displacement, you have to mention the direction of the displacement. That's why if displacement is a vector quantity, so the velocity will also be a vector quantity. Okay. Now one more thing we have to keep in mind, that if any of the physical quantity is a vector quantity, then we have to make a arrow over this. Okay, as V is the symbol for velocity, and if I draw the arrow above its head, then it symbolizes that the velocity is a vector quantity. So whenever we write any of the vector quantity, then we have to make arrow above it. Similarly, displacement is also a vector quantity, so I have to make a arrow here. I hope the whole thing is clear to all of you. Now, one more thing that we should know about is that speed can always be positive or zero, while displacement can be positive, negative as well as zero. Why and how, that we are going to see. Speed is always positive or it can be zero, while velocity can be positive, zero as well as negative. How is it so? That we are going to see. Okay, so मान लीजिए कि आप गाड़ी चला रहे हो या बाइसिकल चला रहे हो, राइट? तो आप किसी पर्टिकुलर टाइम में कुछ डिस्टेंस कवर करोगे, तो इसका मतलब क्या कि आपकी कुछ स्पीड होगी, and that speed is always positive, right? Speed cannot be negative. We have not heard about the speed that minus 5 kilometer per hour or minus 10 kilometer per hour. No, speed can always be positive, like 10 kilometer per hour, 5 kilometer per hour, or anything else. It is always positive. If, ठीक है, now how it can be zero? It can be zero also. Suppose this is a circular park, है ना, and you are standing here, and after 1 hour also you are standing here only, you have not moved even an inch from your position. Then in this case, since speed is equal to distance upon time, so the distance between your initial position and final position is 0, since you have not moved after a particular period of time also. Then in this case your speed is 0, right? इसका मतलब अगर कोई बॉडी रेस्ट में है या उसकी पोजीशन में कोई चेंज नहीं हो रहा है तो उसकी स्पीड कैसी होगी? 0. So we can conclude that speed can be positive as well as 0, while velocity can be positive, 0 as well as negative. How? Suppose this be any object, and if I tell you to displace it in north, and you keep it, you take it and place it here, right? It means that you have displaces this particle in the direction that I have told you. So इसकी जो velocity होगी उस केस में वो कैसी होगी? Positive, right? But if I tell you to displace the wall of your room, ठीक है, अगर मैं आपसे ये बोलूं कि आपको आपकी दीवार, आपके रूम की दीवार को धक्का लगा के डिस्प्लेस करना है, एंड यू अप्लाई फोर्स ऑन दैट वॉल, बट क्या होगा? आपने उस पर कितना भी फोर्स लगा दो, वो अपनी जगह से डिस्प्लेस होगी क्या? नो. सो द डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ द वॉल इज 0 आफ्टर वॉट एवर टाइम दैट यू आर यूजिंग. लेट इट बी 1 hour. So after 1 hour also the wall be at its position only, it will not displace from its position. So in that case the velocity is equal to 0, since the displacement is 0. Now how can velocity be negative? So suppose I tell you to displace this particle in north direction, right? But by mistake you take this particle and keep it here in south direction. तो मुझे डिस्प्लेसमेंट किस डायरेक्शन में चाहिए था? इन नॉर्थ डायरेक्शन, बट यू हैव डिस्प्लेस्ड इट इन साउथ डायरेक्शन. तो इन दिस केस द वेलोसिटी ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी नेगेटिव. और फॉर एग्जांपल वी आर राइडिंग अवर बाइसिकल ऑन द हिल. मान लीजिए ये कोई हिल है, यहाँ पे आप बाइसिकल अपनी चला रहे हो, ओके? अब आपकी अगर आप इस हिल पर अपनी बाइसिकल को चढ़ाने के लिए ऊपर धक्का लगाओगे तो ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी वो जो आपकी बाइसिकल है वो नीचे आने की कोशिश करेगी, राइट? इसका मतलब आप फोर्स कहाँ लगा रहे हो? ऊपर, लेकिन उस बाइसिकल में डिस्प्लेसमेंट कहाँ हो रहा है? नीचे की तरफ. तो इस टाइप की वेलोसिटी को भी हम क्या बोलते हैं? नेगेटिव वेलोसिटी. कि अगर हम फोर्स किसी एक डायरेक्शन में लगाएं और डिस्प्लेसमेंट उसके अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में हो तो दैट काइंड ऑफ वेलोसिटी इज आल्सो सेड टू बी नेगेटिव वेलोसिटी. So I hope this much part is clear to all of you. That's all for today's session. The further topics we will study later. Thank you, students.